Welcome to the Midwest Happy Hour. We're your hosts, Lacey and Haley.
Join us for a drink and a chat with a new Midwest small town perspective on topics that will keep you learning, laughing, and growing.
So let's get into it. Cheers!
Do whatever you want, Wesley. You've been doing that since we've known you, since 1990.
Oh my god, here we go. Okay.
Does it make her look good?
It looks great.
Looks amazing.
Hi, everybody.
Okay, hi.
Hello.
Welcome, everyone.
Should we do a quick cheers since we're already,
Yes.
these are good.
Cheers.
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 Thanks for joining us, everyone. We got Shania Twain in the background if you can hear it. Today, we have Wesley.
Hello.
Yes. Wait, do you want to be called Wesley or Wes?
You know, I tell everybody my friends call me Wes, so.
You and Patrick, it's so interesting. He did the same thing. He was like, I don't want to be Patrick anymore. I'm going to be Pat. Call me Pat. Is it because
That's pretty cool, though. Like, Pat.
Okay. I
Call
mean,
me Pat.
Wes.
I'd call him Pat.
Yeah, and he probably calls you Wes.
That is true.
But I call him Patrick and I call you Wesley.
No, I say Wesley.
That's-
Like Wesley. I don't know, but maybe sometimes I call you Wes. I don't know.
I'm grown now.
It's been a while.
Is
Right,
that what
but it's
happens?
Wes.
But I thought it was like when
Mystery.
you're grown, it's actually your full name. Like
No.
Wesley. Like if you have a nickname or like a shortened name, it's when you're younger. And then when it gets,
That's something like
I don't know.
If I would, I don't expect somebody at work to call me Wes, but, now that I'm older, you guys can call me Wes.
Wait.
Oh, thanks.
Wesley
Appreciate it.
is like professional.
Oh.
Wes, I mean, that's what I tell everybody. When,
I'm
my
Wesley.
friends call me Wes.
Oh, you don't
but
introduce
you
yourself.
can call me Wesley.
But you.
You don't introduce yourself as like Mr. Nonaman.
Not yet.
That's,
in like 10 years.
That's gonna be a little different.
I don't know when you
I'm
get
not that professional. Come on.
Yeah, I don't even know when that's supposed to happen. But people call me ma'am at the bar, and I'm like, I'm not old enough for that.
People say that to me all the time. I use sir, ma'am all the time, and they're like, "Did you join the army, or were you in the army, or anything like that?" And I'm like, I guess that's where we came up from. I don't know, but sir, ma'am is.
Does
not
your dad say that?
used. He does say that a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, my dad doesn't say it. I mean, I've heard him say yes, ma'am before, but it's not. I feel like
I use sir.
That's like a
almost
southern
every
thing,
sentence
I
I have
think.
almost anymore. I don't know.
don't do that.
Okay.
Hey, we should say what we're drinking today.
Yes.
Yodka.
Vodka. Not one of
Tito's.
my faves, but
Whatever, get over it.
it's got to be like the right mixture. And I don't mind this because right now it's with Fresca and lime and a little bit of salt. The salt makes it better.
Salt.
Yeah, it
Salt
definitely
is the
does.
best.
But I just am not like that crazy about vodka, I don't think.
Why?
I don't know.
It's so versatile. You can just like
It
put in
is.
anything.
It is.
But your go-to is tequila, right?
Yeah, like if
No.
I'm gonna have a mixed drink, it's gonna be tequila.
Yeah,
That's-
but if you're gonna have a drink,
It's wine.
yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
But a mixed drink tequila?
Yeah.
You don't like vodka?
It's like just the more like
Dries you
That's an
out.
independent woman.
Like, it
right
makes-
there.
it makes
Just
me
drinking
feel-
tequila, like
No, it makes me
kicking them back.
no. See, but mine is like the
Mama's
opposite.
having some
I-
margaritas. Fucking watch out, boys. She's
Oh my god.
Wait, do you
No,
have
I just
umbrellas?
What?
You have umbrellas for your drinks?
That would be cute.
Well, if you're gonna have tequila.
No, I just feel like vodka tastes more like alcohol. Tequila tastes more like fun.
Can somebody?
Put that on a shirt.
Yeah,
right there. Put that on a shirt.
that is like that's good. That's
That
good.
is a great slogan. Did you guys have a slogan here? That's a slogan.
No, that's it. That's it.
Podcast.
Coming merch coming to you live.
But you love
right now.
vodka.
I do. I love vodka so much. I can drink so much vodka all day.
Okay.
Should I
well,
not tell people that? I wouldn't recommend it. I'm just
It's a little-
saying that, like, but also I don't know. I'm kind of like that guy where I'll drink like one an hour, like
Yeah,
all
yeah,
day.
yeah.
So then I
That's
learned.
fine.
Yeah, I mean, I learned.
It's the chuggers that
That-
are in trouble.
Yeah, I can if I especially like. No, actually, I'm not even gonna say the rest of this. Like, no. It's fine. Yeah, no, vodka's good and tequila's good, but like I do love good vodka. It's so versatile. I love that. Okay, so everybody has
So is
vodka.
tequila. Tequila's very versatile.
You do not want to mix tequila with water because the
Okay,
reason that
but-
we're drinking vodka is because Wesley was like vodka water. If you're gonna
I
like,
said vodka Sprite, but I would say vodka water.
He's like, I will
I'd either
lower
a
my
club
stand-
soda than like a fucking seltzer.
And we already had
Stat
Fresca, so
water.
we were like, let's just compromise.
yeah, vodka with Fresca is delicious. Like I love. Okay,
Not
so
bad.
you can order vodka anywhere,
But
and
like the
anywhere,
aftertaste, I can taste the vodka.
Oh
It's
my
like,
God.
oh god.
anywhere has water, and then I bring like Mio, or like Kool-Aid,
Oh,
whatever, like
okay,
Squirt,
yeah,
Crystal
exactly.
Light, like anything.
That's what they made meal for, though, right? I'm pretty sure.
Now
That's
who's
what I used to
alcoholic now, buddy? yeah, like.
All right.
Yeah, no.
Anyways.
But no, that's why I love it because it's like so good. First of all, Bloody Marys.
Okay, yes.
True.
Yeah.
You can't taste it really.
I've had a Bloody Maria, and you can taste tequila, and it's fine, but it's just
For the viewers
different.
out there, can you not like tomatoes and drink a Bloody Mary?
Yes.
Is that a thing?
Yes.
Yeah,
I don't know
dude.
about
Yeah.
okay.
Wait, do you like Bloody Marys?
that. I love Bloody Marys, but I like tomatoes. But everybody that's like, I don't like
I don't
a
like tomatoes.
Bloody
I think they
Mary
just
is because they're
assume-
like, it's got tomato juice in it.
I
Come
don't-
on. I was like, you know.
I don't like tomatoes, and I don't like clams. What do you think clamato is?
I don't know.
Clams and tomato. It's clam juice and tomato juice. You didn't. You're just now learning what clamato is.
Yes.
I'm gonna be honest with you, I didn't know either. I'm just, I did not. I thought it was just a weird word.
Honestly, okay,
for
for the
tomato.
people who don't know, Wesley is like one of our childhood friends. We've been
Thank
like
you.
good, really great friends
That's
for forever.
Wes
And
to
I
you,
have
bud.
always thought Wesley and I are very similar in that, like, kind of like
Sure. I've
solidify
seen
that we
Clamato
still are.
everywhere.
And you're like, wow, that seems like a weird word.
I thought it was like a tomato with like a little spice or something. I don't know.
I didn't know.
What do you
I
think
just
clam?
I don't make.
I'm
What do you
never
think
gonna
the
eat
beginning-
Clamato ever again. I can
What do
tell
you think
that?
that the beginning of the clamato literally?
I don't
It's
make
clam.
Bloody Marys enough to like.
Okay. All right, I'll give it to you. I'll give it to you. Yeah, it's fine. But no, super good. Vodka's great. Tito's is the best. Although one time, so we sampled. Have you ever had American vodka? It's literally called American vodka. It comes with dog tags on it.
Really?
Yes,
Nice. I
it
did not
does.
know.
Are
And
they trying to compete with Tito's? Because isn't Tito's made in Texas?
I don't know. But my dad said that the label got him. So we bought this American vodka. And we did a taste test because the American was cheaper. And it was about the same. Like, I wouldn't say that Tito's was, like, better. It was fine.
Interesting.
Yeah,
It was
so-
kind of like
I'm so annoyed
the
with
tequila
myself.
tasting that we just
Oh
had.
my god, I know. I'm such a vodka snob, but for what?
I mean, as you get older, like you could go get an Aristocat vodka, you know, or something. But like, right, exactly.
Plastic
But
bottle.
like the 18-year-old us or 21-year-old us, we never drank.
Yeah, I was gonna say 21.
21-year-old us would say that Aristocrat is great, and then
Yeah.
now we're like, I'm not touching that. Give me
Yeah.
the Tito's for 3 times the price. But,
Yeah, no, but I've said this already that we are grown up now, and
Right.
I'm not drinking wine with no cork,
are.
and I'm drinking liquor out of a glass
know
bottle.
some really great wine that's not cheaper than $10,
Oh.
and it's still like a
Aldi wine?
screw top.
It is.
It
Twist
is.
off.
Aldi wine is fantastic.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
winking
also,
out.
And
Oh, that's
yes,
that's what it is.
yes. And also, so there's this Kim Crawford Sauvignon Blanc. Nancy, if you're listening to this is a call out to you.
Shout out Nancy.
Because she turned me on to this brand, and it's like $16 anywhere that you can find it, which is
Nice.
more expensive if you're in the Midwest and you're not like bougie as fuck. And so I was like, I cannot spend that much money on like a bottle of wine. I just can't right
$16.
now.
Yeah.
That's just not for me. However, it goes on sale every once in a while at Benny's. Found it
Okay.
on sale when we went to Sam's Club. Bought it. That is a screw top. It's fantastic. It's literally fantastic.
Okay, all right, you've changed my mind already. I'm convinced.
I like the little
You know
wine.
what?
I'll try it out.
I
Yeah.
did stop in Uranus on my way back from Texas the other weekend, and Uranus now has their own wine. And I didn't check to see if it was twist off or cork because it was $25 for a bottle, and I didn't have that much cash left. So all I bought was an air freshener, and then they didn't have an examiner, so I was kind of upset. But it was fine. But now I know that
Is that a
Uranus has
joke?
wine.
Is that
No,
a
it's for
place?
real.
I
Uranus, Missouri, off
oh,
of.
okay. I was like,
off of-
she's not waiting.
It's on US 66 off of Interstate 44. And I really wanted to get an examiner, which is their, I think they have it 4 times a year. It's their newspaper.
Oh.
And so
I remember you telling me.
when
that.
I was stopped in Uranus, I went to the back of the store and they had wine now. Uranus wine. But it was $25 for a bottle. I was like, I have $17 cash.
Not fair.
No, I knew I shouldn't have bought this stupid hat that I'm wearing.
Will you take the hat and the $17 for this Uranus wine?
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
So I did end up ordering an examiner online, but I haven't been home to retrieve it yet. Okay. Anyways, long story short, it's okay to drink wine that's twist off.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
what that's about. And you know what? Drink whatever vodka you want, kids. But Tito's is good.
I do love Tito's.
What else?
Kids out there.
Yeah, what else is your like go-to? If you go, okay, actually, what if you go to a bar, you go, can I have a, like your first thing?
I honestly say Tito's and Sprite probably is my go-to.
Lemon or lime?
I'm a big, I have been a new connoisseur of old fashions.
Did Bryce turn you on to those?
Shout out Bryce. If you
Brycey
still have
Poo.
it, Bryce does old fashions or something. I don't know what his thing is. Sorry, I didn't get it right. But yeah, I don't know. I do. Yeah, I know. I had an old fashioned once, and I was like, I don't know. And then I grew up, and I'm like, yeah, old fashions are good.
And I grew
I started
up.
getting some hamburger meat on my chest, and I was like, yeah, I should drink old fashioned.
What's hamburger meat on your chest? Is that for steroids?
Little hair on your chest, you know. It's a manly drink. You all go somewhere fancy or
Is
old
that where-
fashioned.
No, and I wish he was here only because I wanted to talk to him about old fashions. Because isn't
Yeah.
he the one who created that Instagram account?
That's
that
what I'm
was
saying. Yeah, shout out Instagram.
Midwest
account.
Oldies?
Midwest, yeah, oldies. That's what it was.
Yes,
yeah,
and I was like, we could have had oldies together.
Yeah,
that would have been good. That would have been good.
Yes.
Stop having a newborn and come hang out with us.
Hey, congratulations, by the way.
Yes, congratulations.
Yes.
But I can.
Let's
I'll
be
get
honest,
the
Bryce
baby.
is not. Bryce is not listening.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. If you are, you should be here.
Yeah.
And you suck.
Yeah, and we'll have
He's
old
probably
fashions.
golfing and.
No.
I don't know what he's doing.
What a
I'm sorry, I
scumbag.
said.
Don't golf instead of our podcast. Have you been golfing lately? Is that
I
like your
have
dad?
been golfing.
your-
It's my new dad.
Where's
thing.
your
Dad.
favorite place to go?
I don't know. How do golf courses watch this podcast? I
No.
don't want to be shunned. I really don't. So probably my top two, Ironwood, because I
Okay,
live on
I
that
heard-
side of town.
yeah.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
honestly a tough course. For being what it is. I mean, it's one of the cheap
Why
ones.
is
but
that
still.
funny? I don't know.
And then Wybring, the ISU, is probably another really good one. I like the Den, and but I don't get over that way too much. Ooh, I don't get over it, so can we cut
And
that
a
out?
little crazy over here.
The Den? What
The
is
Den,
that?
It's over at Fox Creek.
Oh,
it's out
okay,
there by
okay.
the,
Southside.
Yeah, Southside.
Yeah.
But I don't. And Prairie Vista, those are just ones that I don't get over that way to that side of
Yeah,
town. to really
yeah.
golf.
I went golfing like outside of like the driving range for the first time
Nice.
3 years ago for Father's Day.
Okay.
So it's almost 3 years ago. It was right after we had Grant, and for Father's Day, we like us three, me, Flint, and Grant went golfing, and he was like this newborn baby, like just hanging out. And so we'd like switch holding him and just like go golfing. But we went to Highland, and we like that golf course. Flint used to work out there like back in the day.
Okay.
Like I think when he was going to ISU, he would like mow the lawn. He really liked it out there.
He was working.
It's a nice, like a
It's
really
mellow.
like nice open chill course. I mean, it's
Yeah.
hard in itself too. But if you ever like, that's one of the ones. If you ever like can't get on somewhere else, like Highland's usually always open.
Yeah.
just
I
can't.
want to get into golfing more because I am like I'm still like that competitive person. I just have to find it in like the right setting. And I still like I love athletics.
It's so hard though.
I don't think I can
It's
get
so
into it.
hard.
That's why it was
God.
making me laugh because, like, in my head,
I bought golf shoes. I haven't worn them yet.
Nice, nice.
3 years
That's like-
ago.
but this
Yeah,
is what
I
made me
know.
think of like, you're talking about like these courses and stuff, and in my head, my equivalent is bowling.
Okay, I mean bowling's hard in itself.
Like
too.
I have my own shoes and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like Gibson is fun, but like the lanes aren't that good.
True. You got a favorite bowling alley?
Yeah, what is it?
Yeah,
Is
come
it
on.
cool?
I do love the Gibson Bowling Alley because it's so cheap. There's nobody there. Like, it's perfect. It's
So we had a birthday party there. It is a decent.
It's reminiscent of like Colfax Lanes. That's why I love it so much.
Okay.
Because it breaks
I agree
down
with
and
that.
stuff. But Twin City, which is part of the VFW here in Bloomington, they're also great. But they, like, Gibson's better than that, I would say, because Twin City's more like, it's literally like two dudes and they're bartending on one side and they're taking care of the bowling alley on the other. It's great. It just depends on, like, the vibe that you want. And then Pheasant is like, their lanes are, like, perfect, but it's like, oh, there's a birthday party of 37 next to you. I hope you're okay with that. And
Once
it's like,
somebody
right,
you're not getting
kids.
into pheasants without blowing on top of somebody else. I feel like.
yeah, and they just have too many like leagues and shit like going on over there all the time. It's very bougie. It costs $1 million fucking to bowl. Which, like, to me, it's like bowling should be pretty much one of the cheapest activities.
So true.
Yeah. Like,
agree
I'm not.
with
My
that.
sister just told me they went bowling in either like Dallas or Fort Worth or whatever, and it cost them like $100 to bowl for 2 hours. The two of them.
No.
Yeah, it cost me and Patrick. We bowled for,
Both
I don't know,
things.
3.5 hours, and he ordered. He borrowed. He got some shoes. What's the word I'm trying to think?
Rented.
We rented shoes. Yes, he rented shoes, and we bowled 3 games each, and it cost us $18.
Oh, that's
Oh,
fantastic.
see, that's how it should be. That's
Yeah.
what I
Yeah.
That's what
I remember, maybe not the last time, because the last time I went bowling was with you and Patrick, with Flint and I, like, a long time ago.
At Pheasant,
Yeah.
and we went to karaoke.
I don't remember that part, but probably.
Yeah.
But the probably the time before that was like my 18th birthday party.
At Colfax Lanes or something?
No,
Or-
we came here, like a bunch of us girls, and maybe some guys came. I don't really know.
Oh, at
but
Pheasant.
I have all the photos like stored in a secret compartment.
I
of
bet
my
you were
phone.
invited, Wesley.
I'm sure I was.
Yeah,
I
I'm
don't
sure you
remember
were
that.
there.
Yeah.
Um,
That's great.
yeah, it was
Super weird.
fantastic.
No, golf is definitely like appropriate for our age now.
Yeah.
Like, I have to get like
It's-
25 years older now to be like a good, bowling age. It's like
Yeah.
between the
Right.
ages of like 5 and 25 and then like 55. and 75.
No, you got that wrong. It's between the ages of like 5 and 10, and then
Hey, we bowl. You didn't do-
50 to
True.
75.
Did you do PE in school?
I did PE.
Did you go bowling? Lacey didn't take PE because she did sports.
That was not a thing.
Yes, it was. You could have a study hall instead of PE if you did sports.
And I did that every time.
Okay, well you're a nerd, so that makes sense. But I'm not
And
gonna
I'm
skip
not
out on
a
PE.
nerd.
Yeah,
we
me
used to get to
either.
skate, kickball. Like the only thing that sucked when you had to run the mile and like.
Yeah, every year he'd make us run
Isn't
the
that
mile.
funny? Like I run miles now, and I think about like how like a
Sure.
mile. This is so hard.
Really though, you could skip. I don't remember being able
Yeah,
to skip out.
yeah.
What
I mean,
sports
When you're
did
in
you do?
sport, you can opt out of PE.
I did
Which I
baseball,
You did
basketball,
football?
football. Yeah.
Yeah,
But
you
I
could-
was always thinking about like how hard my practice was gonna be at the end of the day. So I was like, yes,
Okay.
I'm skipping out of PE. Like,
How did
PE
you-
was one of my favorite classes.
I
though.
bet you
It was,
got told that you could skip and you were like, no, man,
probably-
PE.
I
How can I
probably-
skip the badminton and the
probably-
kickball tournament?
Okay, badminton tournament was great.
Yeah.
Mr. Bigham was
Ridgeview catch.
great. Yeah, Richard
I
Catch.
can't
yeah.
skip Ridgeview catch.
because we couldn't call it dodgeball.
But like,
Right,
so
I've
funny.
also been in study hall, and I'm like, that doesn't sound fun either. So that's why I would have picked PE. But I don't.
I did like
really
study
have
hall,
the
though.
option.
Me
Making,
too, I would read.
I was gonna say making weapons.
What?
Out of like pencils and rubber bands
No,
and pieces
what?
of paper and stuff. Yeah,
This is
okay.
in jail.
Was this a different study hall that you were in? Do you
I
think
would-
at the end of in the basement and the end of the hallway?
Yes.
Yeah, that was terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was. It was
Shout out Miss
terrible.
Hom. She was my.
Shout out Miss Hahn. Patrick should have like apologized to Miss Hahn publicly on this podcast when he was on because he like tortured her poor soul.
Oh, I do need to give a
Yeah.
shout out. Did you see that Joe Lasso? You guys know Joe Lasso?
Oh, it's on
Did you guys see
Jeopardy!
Jeopardy? Did you guys watch the
Yes,
episode?
I missed it.
Oh,
I fucking missed it. I know. I'm so pissed off at myself. I was literally working at the bar. I was like, how stupid can I be? At like 5:30, one of my customers came in and he goes, I usually come in at, like, he comes in at 6:15 and then we watch Wheel of Fortune. And he goes, oh man, like I'm probably not going to stay for Wheel of Fortune. And I go, shit. I'm supposed to watch Jeopardy. You watched it?
I did watch
Did he
it.
make
I did
it?
watch
Did he
it.
win?
He did not. He did get second, but he did really good. He did really good. That guy that we was going against was like 8-time winner though. Like he had won like the last 8, so it was tough. But
Yes.
Joe killed it. So Good job.
Shout
Joe.
out
If you're watching this,
That's so fun.
I thought it was so cool. I'm like, oh, okay.
I know,
It's always
and-
cool when you see people do stuff like that.
I know.
Oh, yeah.
Because
I love
especially
it.
in the beginning of this podcast, like, however many weeks ago, I was like, no smart people will come out of Ridgeview.
I remember you saying
And a bunch of people like texted me and they were like, literally rocket scientist and like doctor and stuff. And I was like, you right? I just
Like, I'll
said it.
I'll be driving in the car and I'll put your guys' podcast on and like somebody that I'm with or something will be in the back and I'm like, oh my gosh, who is this? I'm like, oh, first off, I went to school with these girls.
And
Second
they're
off,
really
you
cool.
need to start watching this podcast. So,
Yeah.
that's how it goes, Like,
It
you guys are
is.
famous now.
so famous.
Gross. I know. It literally last night, teachers came in to the bar because
Oh, no.
today is the last day with students, and then like tomorrow's Teachers Institute,
Okay.
whatever. And so they all came in. They mostly just had like one drink or whatever. But I was like, Emily
Yeah.
came in and she was like, your freaking podcast didn't get downloaded last week, and I was like, I'm so sorry. And all the teachers were like, oh, that's her. Like, that's her. And I was like, oh my God, I'm so embarrassed. What do you want to drink?
Yeah. She does make a good drink for anybody looking for a good
She
bartender.
does,
Cold
for
Rush
sure.
Bar and Grill. Shout
I
out.
know.
Cold
We're
Wax
probably-
Bar and Grill.
Dude, or don't. It'll be fine. I'll live to tell the tale, I swear to God.
Lord help us all.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Um,
So let's talk about how we're friends since preschool.
Preschool.
Which was funny because you were like, I don't remember.
I don't really remember Little Learners.
And he's like,
Little
if you guys
Joe-
want to talk about those days, I don't remember them. Neither do we. We're just trying to figure out like when did we
Same.
actually meet?
Right,
yeah,
which
all the
was
way up.
preschool.
Then went to Aerosmith, and then went back to. That's when
It was
back
still
when they had
Ridgeview.
Aerosmith
Yeah,
school back there.
which I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, we went in kindergarten and first grade, and it used to be kindergarten first and second, but after we were done with first grade, that's when they officially closed down that school.
Yeah.
So we were
Yeah.
the first kids to go
To
To second
second
grade.
grade
Yeah, that is
in
so true.
in
in the
Colfax,
new,
yeah.
like, addition.
Yeah.
Put our names on the wall.
What
Let's
is
go.
it?
Yes.
It used to just be the APR, and then we got to experience the South Gym.
Oh,
Remember?
yeah. We did have a lot of firsts. I forgot about that.
Gym,
Yeah.
I still
That was
remember the
cool.
smell,
Yeah.
like
Yes,
a new
Seriously,
gym
it was like a
floor.
new gym. Right,
Yeah.
right.
Like, wow, it's like getting all over the floor.
Can you do that again? Oh my god. Oh, that's funny.
Yeah,
That's
Yes,
funny.
I remember that.
Yeah,
Oh,
I for sure
man.
remember that.
It's things you forget.
I know, which is embarrassing for teachers nowadays to be like, I remember you, and I'm like, now you know. Like, what do you remember about me that I was like super cool and I still look the same as I did 20 years ago?
Well, like
I
a
do.
little embarrassing, but how long has it been since we talked? Probably at least maybe a year that we've actually not talked, seen each other. I should say.
2018, Lacey's wedding.
Oh, and it hasn't been that long.
I know.
But, like,
Yeah,
when I walked in the door today, we picked it up like we were just best friends.
I know.
I know,
So,
I love
like,
it.
It's,
That's the best part.
That's
It is.
part of growing up, you know.
Yeah.
You feel like you haven't seen anybody, but you know you can count on them, and that's friendship. That's growing up in a small town or
Yeah.
going to school together. It's been amazing.
Call me if
Yeah.
you have a flat tire. I'll fix it for you.
I
don't-
know.
I don't
Do you
Oh
remember
my
that?
gosh. I will say that whenever I needed something like specifically done or like I needed assistance, I would always call Vinny.
Yo,
Oh,
Vinny.
He would dig us out of the
Vinny
snow.
is like
You need to come to my
the-
bachelor party, Vinny.
Oh.
Yeah.
Do
we-
it. Do it. I mean,
Don't touch
obviously,
yourself.
obviously.
Is
Oh,
it?
wait, why?
Oh, tell us. Yeah.
I'm just gonna no. It's really
Cut
not.
it
It's
out,
really
I
not.
don't-
He's got it's playing on his birthdays. They're gonna have birthday trips planned, so it didn't work out. But you know, I love you, Vinny. So he's still gonna come to the wedding. I just
Oh,
haven't seen
fun.
Vinny in forever, but Vinny's like one of my favorite guys. That was
Yeah.
my
No,
favorite
he's
guy growing
seriously just such like a yes man. Like if you need help, Vinny will come help
Yep.
save you.
Man's man.
And I needed saved a lot with my car, with
Ran
my
out of
running
gas.
out
You ran out of gas a lot. You're the person that I know the most time. Actually, I don't even know anybody else that ran out of gas ever besides you. Literally
and my
multiple
dad
times.
would always tell me you need to not let it go below half a tank.
And you would go every time you would run out of gas when I was in the car, which is approximately 3 to 4 times. You would go, something's wrong with my car.
Yeah, you need to put some gas in.
Literally, we coasted into Vinny's house one time.
Oh my lord.
I remember coasting into his house. I'm like, thank God.
We ran out of gas at the top of the hill.
Gotta my
He
God.
gave us a ride to school, and then we had to go get gas afterwards. So stupid. It's so stupid. Oh my God, but it's so much fun. I fucking love it. It's great. But do you, like, we can cut this out if you want. Do you remember when, I don't know who was driving, but it was you, Sprat, Bryce,
Oh God.
somebody else, and you guys called Dalton, which I happened to be with Dalton, and you go, we have a flat tire on 165, but we don't have a jack. Or we don't have the, we don't have the thing to
Yes.
make the jack.
Guess who comes out and fixes it?
Me.
Boss lady over here.
But you guys
We
had
had
all
4 guys
the
in the
tools.
car, and we're like, we don't know what
How
we're
did
doing.
we
And
do
then she
this?
opens up the trunk, and she's like, you have everything right here. We're like,
Because the one side
Cool.
is to remove the lug nuts and the other side is to jack up the jack. And so I go, okay, you need to loosen the lug nuts. And somebody goes, step back, I'll jack it up. And I go, no, you need to loosen the lug nuts first.
again, this is all about growing up.
No, this
I
is the
learned
best.
since then.
We were so young. Like, I bet we weren't even like 18 yet.
No.
And
seriously.
R.I.P. Jody Hopped, she pulled up on 165 and goes, do you guys need help? And I'm crouched down loosening the lug nuts. I go, no, I got it. And she had to take a moment. In my head, this is how I picture it. She had to take a moment to laugh before she
I'm
pulled away.
sure. I mean, like I said, there was 4 guys. Dalton loved me, but Dalton
He didn't know
didn't
either.
know either.
But I go-
one of us should have known.
but I was literally
Sprat's
hanging-
like 29 at that point. Like, they never changed the flat. Sorry, Sprat, but you've never changed his flat tire before. All of us were like,
It was
no,
so
we never had to go do this.
And I just the best part for me was when I like, I don't know if I went back and hung out with Dalton, but like later that day I went back to my parents' house and I told my dad what happened and he could not stop laughing and like, that's my boy, patting me on his back.
Seriously though.
He was like, you're kidding me.
Your
And
dad
I'm like,
been waiting
no, I'm
his
not.
whole life to hear that moment. So, for real.
That is
It was the best. I was like, you guys have everything here. Like, you just need to, and it was great. Everybody learned how to change a tire that day. Everybody learned how to change a tire that day.
Okay.
And I go, don't take it over 60 or 40 or whatever. Like, they're meant to just drive to go get a new tire. And I remember Bryce going, whatever.
Of course he did. What a shit.
What are you doing? Are you going to go get us refreshments?
Yes.
All right, sweet. But yeah, that was like literally great. I don't know, like, am I making any of that up in my mind? Please
No, I
feel free
promise
to like
you, that
correct
is a real,
me.
that is a real story. I don't know if you should keep that or not, but too funny. It's very embarrassing. But I'll be the first to tell you that Haley saved the day, and
Yeah.
it was fun.
That was around the same time, like we were partying one night, and Patrick, this still makes him laugh, that him and Cole took off from like where we were partying, like camping, and we were gonna go with our friend to McDonald's. Like, I won't name names, he doesn't deserve it. And
Oh, God.
or like he shouldn't, whatever. And so like he's just like, I'm sober, I'll drive us to McDonald's. And Patrick and Cole do Black Ops through town, and they jump in your dad's tomato garden, like plants in his garden.
Oh, that's so sad.
Jimbo, sorry.
I know.
I got blamed for that, Pat. Fuck.
Patrick's literally sorry. Like, he still thinks about it. He's still like, I feel
What a
bad.
piece of shit.
Yeah, I feel bad that I jumped into
It's
Jim's
fine. No,
tomato
it's fine.
plants.
It's fine.
But yeah,
Dude probably had new tomatoes
Um,
the next day.
me and a group of
Green
girls
Color
forked
American.
his yard because you broke up with Sarah or something, like you and Sarah broke up.
Oh,
and we
he
forked
liked
you
that
guys'
one though.
yard.
He thought that was funny. He woke up and he was like, "You're gonna clean all them fucking forks up." I can tell you that right now. But he thought it was funny.
your dad is so chill.
No,
He
cool.
still
He's
is
cool.
chill.
He's cool.
Like, he
Smokes a lot
literally-
of pot, but he's cool.
Good. I mean, everybody should. It's good for you. Yeah, I really needed that, didn't I? Did you see how much I needed that?
Yeah, no.
You didn't even let me like finish my other
You
drink off.
handed it to me.
Oh, sorry.
You literally sat it right
Look at
in
yours.
front
You
of
didn't
me.
even.
Wait, is this mine?
That's Wesley's.
Okay.
That's Wes's.
Guys,
Colin's
this is like
mine.
our
Hey,
third
thank
or
you,
fourth.
thank
Third or fourth for some kids here.
This is my second.
Yeah.
This is my first. I don't drink that much at all.
Like I said, do they treat all their guests like this?
Oh,
Yeah.
Do we in line?
I guess it is the Midwest.
I should have put more ice in it, so I apologize. Here's a
I
splash of Fresca for you.
I don't have any more lime cut up. Just salt me up, girl.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I'll go get the stir stick.
No, it's fine.
Alright.
don't seem to mind it.
Okay.
No, we're
All
basically Joe Rogan. I've
No.
already said
No,
this.
I love that. No, that I
I'm
love
better
that.
than Joe
That's why I
Rogan.
listen to you
Joe
guys.
Rogan, come at me. I
'Cause
bet.
It's just like you get lost in the trance sometimes listening to conversations. I love it.
Joe Rogan, I bet I'm taller
It's
than
a
you.
happy hour. Midwest happy hour. Happy
Yeah,
hour
true.
too. You're like hopping around.
Yeah,
We did
so,
the PM happy
which
hour
leads
tonight.
us, it's going to lead us straight into you being a fucking businessman, you weirdo.
Oh, yeah, a little
Jesus
weird.
Christ.
Who knew?
know.
Who knew? I told you, growing up, man.
Blech.
It's crazy.
It feels a little weird.
I know.
Shout out Jason's Deli, 321 South Veterans Parkway. We can help you out with anything.
Oh my god.
I love it.
I also before that, that time in your life, I wanted to shout out that you were our quarterback. You were our quarterback.
For a second.
It's telling me that it's time to go to bed.
Tell it to go away. You don't need to go to bed ever. You're never going to bed ever
It's
again.
8:45. That's how I know that.
Oh my god. That's your
Yeah.
freaking bedtime, weirdo.
Yeah.
If you were to look back on it as like you said quarterback, so thinking about
Okay,
sports
it's
and
about to
different
go
stuff
off.
in high school, would you go back on it and wish you would have done stuff a little bit different? Like we were all friends, but then high school hit and people went separate ways because of separate things,
No.
You know what I mean?
Wait, say that again.
Like if you were to go back into high school,
Yeah.
would you do it any different way? As far as we went to Colfax, so the
Yeah.
cliques I felt like sometimes were a little bit smaller, but
Yeah.
at the same time the cliques were also greater because it's so small. You know what I mean? Like it's not like I hung out in high school. Like we were best friends
We
growing up.
literally watched Jersey Thursday
Jersey
throughout high school, but you just thought I was weird because I was high and you guys weren't.
But that's what I'm saying. I wouldn't, you get through. I don't know. You just
Yeah, it's because in high school you guys were in sports. Like Lacey and I've talked about this before. Like especially drinking wise, like we weren't sharing in those activities. Where you
Right.
guys were way more like sports oriented, where I was like, yeah, I'm like partying on the weekends and like doing weird stuff. I mean, as in like, I don't know, camping.
Yeah.
Like Patrick and I would sneak off and like go camping together, or like, you know,
we're
weird
like
True.
stuff like that.
Yeah. But like the cliques were basically like if you did sports or if you didn't do sports, and then
Yeah.
but it was also like meshed.
We also
So like I
hung
get
out.
where you were
Yeah.
saying where it felt like sometimes like the
Right.
cliques were small and sometimes it felt
I guess
like
my question was, if you were to take, would you rather stay in the small town where everybody knows if you just went to the bathroom yesterday or not,
or if
you were
the
to
cops
go,
were
like,
called at the house that you were partying, then everyone
that
knows.
is not
Yeah.
true. I never did that.
Inflammatory
but,
statements.
It was.
But no, I
I
wanted
believe
to.
you wanted that party first off. You were the
Probably,
very first one to
I
text
think
me
I
that
was.
we should have a party.
Shut.
And you're like,
Yeah.
yeah, my house. And I'm like, okay,
Yeah,
great.
so-
Allegedly.
We can go into that a little
Allegedly.
bit.
This is all
later.
a dream.
But I will say, no, I don't wish any different. The only thing that I wish I would have experienced before, like, going out into the world after high school was, like, just more diversity
100%.
and, like, different cultures, different backgrounds. Like, we didn't really have that. Everyone was pretty much on an even field for the most part.
Right.
And, but no, like, I want that for my kids. I just hold Colfax, Ridgeview, like, near and dear to my heart. And, like, anytime I drive out there, I'm like, I want to live out here.
It
Like,
is honestly a great school. Too.
it
Like,
is.
great school.
It is.
Yeah.
And
Great community.
it definitely is. Like, our childhood was just so much fun.
It's Colfax. Like,
Like,
what are you
it
gonna?
was-
I mean,
Yeah.
It was amazing, and I just want that so much for my boys. I
Yeah.
just like the town. I feel restricted, if that even makes
You mean
sense.
here? You
Yeah,
feel-
like in town, like I feel restricted.
Yeah.
And in Colfax or like even like just any smaller town, I just feel like a sigh of relief, like
Yeah.
free, like
Yeah.
whatever. Like I'd rather have everyone know everything about me versus
Okay.
the
not
opposite.
knowing anything
I mean,
about
now
anyone.
I will say the downfall with that was like everyone knew who my mom was, and
Everybody's
which
in
is
your
fine.
business.
But, so everyone was
Yeah.
in my business, but I would get made fun of all the time when my mom was riding her bike down the street in Mrs. Jones' class, and everyone would be like, "Hey, Lacey, there's your mom riding her bike."
No, stop.
I never said that. I never said that.
But
People did say that, though.
People did say that.
Unfortunately.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
People
And then,
don't-
yeah,
and then there
that's
were
the
like
thing.
people saying like, "Oh, your mom did drink alcohol again." And
Okay.
I'm like, okay.
Yeah, okay. And then
Yeah,
we go
but-
up and like everybody.
Like, so then, like, that aspect, that was annoying.
That's what I'm
Yes,
saying.
but also that's on your mom.
Okay, yes. But like I've met people that have gone through high school and like I don't even know a quarter of my class. Like I'm going
Weird.
through graduation right
Yeah,
now
that's
and I don't
weird.
know
I
who's
hate
walking
that.
across the thing. I knew
You are
if we
sharing
weren't
this.
friends or not, I knew exactly who was in
Yes.
probably all the way down to like at least freshman year.
Do you guys
At
remember?
least.
Yes. Oh,
You
yeah, for
know?
sure. And
But-
it's so crazy to think, like, we're sharing the same experience as each other, and I don't know you. That's weird to me. Like, we're
Yeah.
about
Yeah.
to graduate
Yeah, a little
from the
different.
same school. I don't know you.
For sure.
Weird.
Do you remember when our good friend, I feel like, I don't know if I should say, like his mom died when we were in like 7th grade. Remember she had cancer, and we all met at your dad's house,
Yep.
and we were all just like sitting in the living room, and like nobody said anything for a
Yeah.
while, and we all just like didn't really know what to do, and we were all just kind of like, eventually, like he was like, I think I'm gonna go home, and then we were all kind of like, do you guys want to go down to the river? Like
Yeah.
something like that. Like it was just
Right.
weird, but it was such a moment that I remember, like specifically in my brain. Like we were at your dad's house. It was when you had the bunk beds and you guys were like doing
Yeah,
construction.
Yep, shout out to those guys.
Yes.
Put the whole house around.
Right, and it was
Yeah.
just this moment of all of us sitting there like, we're all 12 years old and we like don't know what to tell our friend who's like,
But then,
mom
right,
died,
when
and
you go through
yeah.
something like that, you have so much of a support system.
we're all just sitting
from
there
A
being
to
like,
B, right.
okay, I guess we're just gonna sit here until he decides whatever he
Mhm.
wants to do. And then he was like, I'm going home, and we were all just like, I guess now we go play
Right.
whatever.
Right.
You know, like
And as parents, like that's what me and Kelly are talking about now. Is that do you get to that point where you're like, okay, we gotta move to go to a smaller town, so that before they get to high school or something, and then have to make new friends. At what
Yeah.
point do you say, hey, it's probably time to get out of town and go to a smaller town, or do you raise them in the town because that's where you work and live every day, and you've lived here for your whole life? Now you're stuck in Bloomington High School, you know,
and now
instead of
you're
going to Ridgeview.
right.
Because at some point you have to move them, or else you're in 6th grade, moving to a new school, and you're like,
Right.
I don't know half these kids.
In my head,
Now you're really thinking
in
about
my
it.
head, the age limit for me is
What do you mean age limit?
like in terms of like either we're staying here or we're,
Yeah.
we're moving.
Yep.
Oh,
Yep.
as to
Yep.
not move again
Yes.
until they
Right.
finish
Yeah.
school.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Is like 9 or 10. Like
Yeah.
at that age, I
4th or
feel
5th
like
grade, yeah.
like at that age, you've made some
Mhm.
really great friends. I would hate to pull you from that, but before that,
When you're 9, 10, 11, 12, you can make new friends
yeah.
and have those friends for life.
Right.
But also,
Yeah.
like,
That's why I don't feel rushed, but I do at the same time because so like for me, some of my best like very like earliest memories, my best memories are when we lived out in the first farmhouse, and like our neighbors, like we were all just best friends and we just like played all the time,
Yeah.
hung out, like we
Right.
had free range of
Yeah.
out in the country, and that was
Right.
fantastic. And I want that for my boys because anytime we are just out in the open, they are thriving,
Right.
living their best life, not
Right.
having any tantrums, just want to explore and use their brains and like figure things out. Like, and that's just what I want for them. When I'm here, we're confined to the backyard.
Right.
Or like our front yard, they want to come out to all the time, but I have to keep them out of our neighbors' yards because
Yeah.
they're right there.
And the
Exactly.
road.
And it's like
Exactly.
Yeah.
in the
And
road,
it's not
and it's like
it's
it's chaotic. Like
Right.
whereas if you're out in the country, it's like
yeah, you have
No,
little
for sure,
kids.
for sure.
And
Or
or
Wesley
even
Colfax,
or
say
even like
or
in
something
Colfax,
that.
like it's
You can't.
not.
So
But
you're
you're-
old enough to be on a bike now. I can't just be like, hey
You're-
man, go out on your bike. I'll see you later. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? No, you can't do that. In Colfax, it was like when it got dark, you're home. If
Right.
not, that person's gonna call that person's mom and say, hey, have you heard of? You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's not like.
yeah.
But it's also interesting because we're all pretty much the same age.
Mhm.
But also, you have babies,
Yeah.
3 and like 1, and you have
Just a 9-year-old now. I'm 9 years.
I guess he's just a
old next
regular
Saturday.
old
This
child. Like what? He's definitely not a toddler, and he's not a
No,
he's not a
grown-
preteen or
he's a grown-ass
anything.
Man now. I just tell you what, he's something.
He's a grown
He's
ass
got a
man.
personality on him. I'll tell you that. I see a lot of myself in him sometimes. It's kind of weird, but
Yeah.
Well, especially as he gets
Sure.
older, for sure.
But, like,
I mean,
man, I saw your little babies today, and I'm like, gotta get me. I just want Sawyer to be back in that age. Because now
I
he's like,
know
Dad, don't hug me, Dad. I'm like, you know what I mean?
Uncool.
It's fine, Dad. I'm cool.
No, you're not. You can still hug
Right,
me.
right,
Yeah.
right.
Oh my god.
So yeah.
So
no.
obviously you and Kelly want to have kids.
Yes.
As
We're
soon as
stuck
possible.
Should
to
we
it,
like
too.
tell people what's going on? Like, so you had a baby,
I did have.
Yeah, how
when
old
you
were
were
you?
like 20,
21.
and now you
Now I'm
are
30.
engaged
And I'm
to
engaged.
not your baby's mama.
Not the baby's mama.
No.
The baby mama.
Right. So, but
no,
you had a
yes.
kid when you were 21,
Yes.
and we were all like,
Was your like life
It's
just
I
kind of
mean,
like flash in front of your face? Like what?
I think both of us could say that it's definitely a game changer when you have a child
Yeah.
in general. Your
Yep.
life changes, but I think at that age it's definitely different. And both of us had parents that had us at young ages,
Mhm.
kind of. So it definitely changed a lot. Not only the career path that I was supposed to be on, but like now I have somebody that depends on me. So like I think you decide to take two different routes in your life. Like,
Yeah.
you when you have a kid, you're like, okay, well, I'm going to go this route, or like I'm going to be the most supportive parent that I can be. And I
Mhm.
know that might not be especially for me and having, a great fiance now who I love and adore, and then somebody that takes care of the child, the other 50% of his lifetime. So it's been very weird to try and navigate that whole thing.
Oh yeah.
So, but it was definitely a life changer for sure. Had decided money was probably the best thing to do because you have a child and they're expensive. They're not as expensive as everybody says. So if you want a child, have one. I don't know if that's the best thing to say, but like it changed my life 100%. And like I knew at that
Right.
time that I needed to supply for my son because when you have that child, you remember your life growing up and you just want to give them everything in the world that you can.
Right.
So luckily Jason's only popped in my life, and then from there it was great. But yeah, it's very hard to navigate some of that stuff with
Especially early on, I couldn't imagine being 21 and having a kid.
Yeah, it was definitely different. And I will tell you that me and Jordan definitely didn't have the best relationship then, and it was even worse when we were younger. Now we're trying to get into that co-parent relationship that has been there, and Kelly's been amazing helping us navigate that whole thing. But
it only makes me laugh a little bit because you and Jordan were together for
A long time.
it was always like drama,
It
like
was a lot of
Wesley and
drama.
Jordan. And then it was like, she's pregnant. It was like, okay. Oh, so wait. No, but so you graduated high school 2011 with us. Good job.
Thank
No
you.
super seniors
Thank
here.
you.
No.
Almost made it across the stage.
And then you went to
Went
school.
to Heartland. Did got my associates at Heartland, and then went to ISU and was about 3 semesters. All I had to do was my student teaching, and then just passed.
for teaching.
for
I
teaching.
forgot.
I was gonna be a special education teacher. Yeah,
I forgot
Cute.
about
I
that.
loved it. I still love to this day special education.
go back.
Everything. I know, but I'm at a good thing now. Shout out Jason.
Wait, what? Okay, pause for a second because 2011, I worked at Jewel from 12 to 14, and I got you a job there.
Sure did.
Do you remember what year then? Because when did you start at
Well, it had to
Jason's?
have been, so 2011 was, we graduated, and then I did like 3 months of Menards, just like most kids do. Thinking Menards is
right.
great.
Yeah.
Menards, yes!
Shout out to anyone that's made a long-term career out of Menards. You are a saint. That was hard work as a kid coming out of high school. So didn't want to do that, and I was like, and you had to be. I worked like the 4 a.m. shift when you're stocking shelves, and then had to go to class all day. So it was really tough.
No.
And then she was like, "Hey, I gotta, I'm over at Jewel Oscar. You should come over here with us." And I loved it. Thank
Dude,
you
so
much.
that
was
you
a
came
great
off
time.
Menards to
Came up
Jewel.
Menards to
It was
Jewel.
like a 4 to 9 shift or something like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
The closing shift.
Yeah, I did the closing shift and worked at Jewel Osco for a while.
Do you remember that? Remember, a couple months in that you got called to the office and Jim Jordan, shout out, he's now the manager at Farm and Fleet.
That is true.
He goes,
is it really?
he goes, you've been late like 40 times.
I was late a lot.
And normally get warned after like 3.
I know, but
But he didn't care anyways.
I was a good worker, so
but
I didn't
we
care,
needed,
but
yes, and we needed the help, and you showed up, like, albeit, it was like, I don't know, it was something weird, like, you had to clock in, like, 3 minutes after the hour, and if you didn't, then it counted as, like, late or whatever, like, whatever it was. But yeah, dude, and that gig, like, I talk about it all the time on this podcast, like, okay, Jewel Alaska, whatever. It was not great. I mean,
it wasn't the best.
it was fine.
It was
pretty good pay. It was steady work, but
true.
it was.
I mean, the meat department is what it is.
Sucky.
Yeah,
Yes.
I remember
They're hiring all positions. I don't know if
Yeah.
you've been to Jewel Alaska recently or not, but and then
I still go there from time to time for sure.
oh yeah, dude. You were like, I'm gonna go work at.
I love Ducky.
Yes.
And Austin, both were great.
He has
Austin,
like
I
2
love
kids.
Oh, he does.
He had cancer. Had like half his ear cut
no.
off.
Oh wow!
He quit Jewel Alaska. I don't
Yeah,
even know what
yeah.
he's doing now, but like shouts out to those people.
No,
Ducky's still
it's,
doing tats at Iron and Ink.
It's who is it now over there? It's the
Oh yeah, the guy that nobody liked.
yeah, the guy with the
Walton or damn.
to cut that out.
Yeah, no, but I know.
There was
If you know,
that,
you know.
yes.
Wagner.
Wagner.
Yep. Everybody complained about Wagner, and now he's the head of the meat department at the Jewel on College. So
Very true, very
10
true.
out of 10 would not recommend working in the meat department. But Sally did retire from the bakery, so now that's
Also
a
true.
super good job.
Also
Like
true.
I would definitely work in the bakery if you're
Yeah.
gonna go work there.
For sure.
Yeah,
But
but you were like, I'm gonna go work at Jason's Deli, and it was like brand new.
yeah, I started there when it first opened. I was a meat slicer back in the day. Like I got that.
You were like,
slicing meat.
from
So
one
was
meat
I.
to the other.
Propel Wesley into the career.
That is true.
No.
1,000%. You helped him get that job.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, because
Like,
the
hey.
job at Jewel was so bad that he was like, I need to quit this and go work at this
No.
brand new place.
I did not want to leave, to be honest with you. And I told Haley that multiple times. I mean, she was on the teeter-totter of like
Yeah.
becoming an Austin at that point almost.
No,
because,
not
right?
an Austin, but a Betty.
Yes, that's right.
I became a
yes.
rapper,
So, like,
yeah.
I was like, there could be a potential here, and like, I liked working. I mean, us three had fun with it. I
Yeah,
mean, it
you could have
wasn't
been the head
worst,
of the
to be
seafood
honest with
department.
you. Right.
Yeah.
Like,
It
so
could have been
wasn't the worst. We had
Me, you,
fun.
and Austin could have ran that
But,
shit.
But yeah, they were just hiring. I'm like, I'm gonna try it, which I never thought about being in the restaurant industry at all.
Mm-hmm.
Like, shout out Jason's first and only. And if I ever leave Jason's, I probably would never get back in the restaurant industry again.
Yeah.
I somehow have a knack for it. And I'm pretty good at it somehow. But
Did
I
you
started
start-
there as a meat slicer.
Yeah. So you started like as a meat slicer. Does that mean like you were even like preparing sandwiches, or you were just
Like,
like?
we were so busy at that point that it was like one of the busiest Jason's Deli openings in the company history. I mean, that's how Bloomington does with restaurants. You know how it is. When a place
Yeah.
opens up, you can't go in there for the first month or else it's crazy. So, like, I was back there all day just slicing meat on the slicer. And, like, it was wild. The slicer never stopped moving. So, like, I don't know if it was just because, like, they were like, this white kid is crazy. Like, how is he just slicing meat all day? But, like, it was only, like, 2 or 3 months into it. And they were like, would you like to ever think about management? At that point, I just found out that I was going to have Sawyer. And I was like, okay, this is what a teacher makes. And then this is what they're going to offer for the salary to be manager.
Mm-hmm.
And the downside of that, though, was that there was a 6-month training in Chicago with the potential to stay up in Chicago and be a manager up there. And so that's where I was for the first 2 years of Sawyer. I lived up in Chicago and then was traveling back and forth on the weekends to see him and stuff. So
Yeah, I forgot about
It was a
which
long
was
road
like
there.
13,
Yeah,
14,
yeah.
like in that area.
it was a long road to be where I'm at now, but
You're
It worked
basically
out. It worked
Jason Jr.
people call me Jason all the time. And honestly, people look at me all the time like, how the heck are you doing what you're doing? And I tell everybody, there's not a point in your life where you can't change it around, right? Like,
Right.
you could go down this
Yeah.
path you want to be on, or you could figure it out and do this path. And like, I will tell everybody, I'm sure they will say I'm a completely different person than when I was back in the day. And so, you know, it's
Yeah.
just
I'm not gonna
part of
say
being a parent, part of really deciding in your life, like this is gonna
For
be the
sure.
part you want to go
Yeah.
down, or you're
Yeah.
really gonna change your life. Because
Oh.
if not, that path is not gonna lead to a whole lot of good things.
Oh, and what were we doing in, like, you know, okay, so we graduated in 11. I know what you and I were doing
Right.
in, like,
Right.
Club 2 and Cloud
Yeah,
9.
Club 2 and the Cloud, exactly.
Shout out.
Exactly.
Like, we were
That's what we're gonna.
I would go to Cloud 9 on the
Yeah.
weekends.
Yes.
I'd come back and go to Cloud 9.
All I'm gonna say is people would see me on the weekends for like the next 2 years after I graduated, and they'd be like, I don't know about this guy. And so like, if
Right.
anybody sees this that ever sees me at work or anything, I promise I'm a way different person than I am now. But like, people will be like, what happened to Wesley?
It's like
that dude is
almost-
about to go. I heard it, and I'm like, that's Scott. That's not good.
We were 21 9 years ago.
That is
Wow.
It's a long. You guys were. I'm not 30 yet.
Okay.
Yet.
Yeah, soon.
Yeah.
Yeah, and guess what?
What do you want people to do?
A party bus with a pisser.
I know. Stop saying the word pisser, please.
Oh my
It's
God.
pissing her off. I keep saying I want to go bar hopping
It
on a
is
party
literally the most Colfax thing I've ever heard.
I mean,
and I want to piss her on the bus so
don't
that I
know
don't have
that,
to.
no,
Yeah, like it's a long time
Just
between
say
bars.
talk-
a bathroom.
A toilet. I don't even care if it's a
the
5-gallon
difference
bucket.
the difference is that a bathroom on a bus would be like something with a closed door.
Yeah.
If you're saying pisser, you're gonna have a
Like a
urinal in the
bucket.
corner that somebody's
Yeah.
gonna. There's no door.
Do you remember
Just turn
when
around for a second. Like,
your
go look at
mom's
me.
garage?
That's most of Colfax's
the
garages in
shower
the corner.
curtain.
They have a little shower curtain and then just a
Some
urinal with
PVC
a
pipe.
cake with a little urinal cake. PVC pipe leads outside.
Perfect.
Yeah, you're gonna piss on the corner outside anyway, so you might as well just lead a PVC pipe from the inside
Right.
to it. Yeah.
So yes. What else we got?
Wesley, are you gonna buy that house or what?
Has anybody bought that house yet?
It's so weird.
It's gotta be fall.
They unhooked the gas recently.
Sandy's gonna kill me, but I don't know if she's still trying to sell the house. But don't.
Why? I mean, why?
I mean, he did a lot of inside stuff, but that garage hasn't been used in like 3 or 4 years now. You know, so things are falling apart. The pool, they still got the pool back there.
I know. Bring my dad's house one more time without like stopping or something.
I
Like
stop all the time.
I probably was there at my dad's house right across the street.
I stopped one time and nobody answered. I saw you look at me and you're like, I'm not answering the door. I'm turning around and walking away.
Right, it's because you're not
This
invited to the wedding.
This is a 100% line. Lacey's
is that
drunk.
coming up now? I knew
Wow,
it.
hit
Did
my-
you drop it?
Yeah, hit my weed pin again. Like, see what happens.
Oh,
You can't fight
no,
everybody
I
for the wedding.
told
He
her
already
I-
said that
I
early.
just, no. First off,
Yes. Okay,
I
Wesley.
have an invite for you.
Oh, dude.
I do. I do have an invite for you and Patrick, by the way.
No, you don't.
I do. It's at home.
Oh, it sounds so much different here in the headphones.
I like it. Oh my god.
Why do
I'm
you
gonna get
wanna-
in trouble for this podcast.
why do you-
That's what's gonna happen.
Why do you want to invite me and Patrick? Patrick and I. He would be so upset with me if I said me and Patrick. Why do you want to invite Patrick and I? Don't. You don't have to.
No,
It's your
I
wedding.
want to.
You just got done saying earlier that it costs
But
money.
there are people that need to be cut out and people that don't need to be cut out. And you are just like we're talking about in this podcast. We did Thursdays, we did grew up together. I mean, we had a little stint there in 5th grade. Sorry, Pat. Pat is Mr. Steal Your Girl because I tried, but
Did
he
you guys
stole,
resolve?
stole her from me.
No.
And so I tried to.
This is not
You know, we've
resolved
had-
at
we've had a-
all.
We've had a past, and so I need to invite you, and I just didn't know what your address was, and
I have a P.O. box now.
I can tell you that there are about 4, 5, probably 6 people at least that I can name off the top of my head that I would invite you before them. So I promise you that there is a.
Patrick,
Just
I
think
hope
about
you're
if
listening.
you're even questioning if you're those 6 people. Hey, it was before you. So.
Yes.
Who are the 6 people? I'm
No.
confused.
Get me in trouble out here.
I can, she's baiting you right into it.
No
That's just
way.
being recorded.
Just sign an NDA out here.
We're not telling that. No.
Jeez Louise.
No,
No,
way.
I was confused about
Because I
what
wasn't-
we were talking about.
I'm not gonna invite you to my birthday.
I'd be upset. I would bring a cookie
Okay, Wesley,
cake or
fine.
something.
Meanwhile, she's inviting the whole horse barn, which is full of like
Oh,
like 60 to 70
okay,
year olds.
well, now it comes out.
You're right.
Mhm.
But also,
Love you
I'm
guys.
upset. I did make a list the other day, and it was 30 people.
Oh,
Yeah, so you're welcome.
thank you.
Yeah.
I need to know that so
I
I can
also-
book the bus.
And I included your dad.
Oh,
I know, because I
Thank
love
you.
Yeah.
I was hanging out with
The-
her. I was thinking about making
The 60 to 70-year-old that I like, you freaking wiener, like, Yeah, and no, I also invited a couple of our buddies and like not their wives, which
So hard.
Okay,
love
I
you.
am
It's
harsh.
fine.
you know what? To preface or proface this, I'm not really sure, but I don't plan. Okay, so I've been limited. Apparently, everybody's like, you can't invite 60 to 70 people, just like Lacey said. So I'm like, all right, here's who I want to invite for sure. And then if I'm going to invite these people, then I don't even know their significant others, so they're not coming. They don't get a +1. Just the people that I know and like, not their
Yeah,
others.
I'll be honest with you, there are a lot of people that I've invited that have asked me for a +1, and we thought about that, and like what says on the invite.
Yeah.
I don't want to get too deep down here because
No, you're good.
No, if it doesn't,
you're
like,
fine.
you should not have to. If it says
+1, then
+1
cool.
or not,
If not,
Right.
or like you know.
Yes,
then don't ask.
That's
Exactly.
And I literally just told Patrick this on the phone last night. I was like, if they have a problem with it, I will get on a call with them and be like,
You
listen,
have to bring
I
it
don't-
up.
first of all, I do know you, but I've only known you for 3 years, and I've known him for 17 years. Like, I don't have to invite you, and I'm not going to. It's my birthday. Get over it. If you don't want him to go, then tell him that. It's not my fucking problem.
Yeah. Okay, but we'll say this.
I'm a
Yeah.
hater. Yeah, if anybody's ever met me before, I'm a hater. I don't know if y'all know.
That's how all three of us are, though. If we're not giving you hell, then we don't love you. To be honest.
Yes.
Like, that's how we
Exactly.
are.
Yeah, that's the whole point. Like, I don't know if I said this already. When you quit Jewel and you're like, I'm gonna go work for Jason's Deli, we were like, like definitely me. I was like, oh, cool, go work at Jason's Deli, dude. I'm just gonna be over here in the meat department. And how much longer did I stay? And I was like, you know what's better than this? Cleaning houses and bartending. Like,
True.
and now look at us.
Look at us now.
Yeah.
So what's your like title at Jason's?
So it is technically managing partner, which is basically without getting too far into it, it's a fancy word for a general manager when you get a little bit more leeway on things that you make decisions on. So I don't like have to necessarily like. It's not that I don't get things approved, but it's not like I have to ask somebody every time I go to put my finger on something, right? And then and the reward on that is that there is a managing partner fee. Basically, it's a little bit more responsibility for a little more gratitude at the end of if you follow through on that. Yes, yes. It's basically they give you a little bit more leeway and like you can make some money with it, or we're gonna give you this opportunity and you can just fumble it all over the place, but you're gonna be working crazy hours for not any benefit of that.
So you oversee this Jason's Deli specifically?
Yes. So just this one, I did oversee the East Peoria one for a short period of time. But then they found a great girl to run that one. Her name's Kate. But there is this one, East Peoria. Shout out Kate. This one, East Peoria, the only ones in Central Illinois. And then there's 3 in Chicago. There is Naperville, Oak Lawn, and South Loop.
Okay.
Or Oak Brook. I'm so sorry. Oak Lawn is closing down at the end of the month here.
Wah,
So,
wah.
Does that make you nervous? Because I feel like restaurants in Bloomington like come and go because there's so many of them. Like, are you ever nervous?
I was at one point. Things, at least in my point of view, I'm very, I'm very hands on. But at the same point, I can see when things aren't going, like they're starting to not fall into line. And at that point, we had to make some hard decisions, start getting rid of some people.
Yeah.
And we did. And now the crew that we have is amazing.
Yeah.
And our
Cool.
sales, we just set a sales record for our store last month.
Nice.
So yeah, it's the customers are definitely taken care of.
Yeah.
So am I afraid of that now? No, I know that everybody that's walking through is getting taken care of, and that's really what matters.
So it was
Right.
more like literally, oh my God, I talk shit about this all the time. Management, like literally you just as management were like, this is not working. And so you did whatever you needed to do, whether it was like removing employees or moving them to different places or whatever. And now you're in a better place than you were. Like, this is always my thing. It's like management sucks because they don't pay attention or whatever. And you just got right in there and you were like, this is what's happening. Because the problem is management sucks. So then the workers suck. like
Exactly.
or
It starts
pissed
with
off
you.
or they're
Exactly. It
unmotivated.
starts with you.
You're
100%.
not getting along.
Exactly.
yes,
getting
and so
along.
then the customers don't get a good deal.
Yeah.
And then you realize that you go like, okay, this is what's happening, and then so you get right in there and you're like, all right, these workers like are doing whatever, and you make the customers happy again, and then, well, bam, that's all you need.
But I've seen it so many times where people, like, when you get in that position, it starts getting in your head. And maybe it was a benefit to me to start as the meat slicer guy, but like I am there. I'm not the guy that's gonna call you from home and try and fix things. Like if there's something wrong, I'm gonna go in there and I'm gonna fix it. And I'm there 60 hours out of the week, which is
Crazy.
more than most. And Kelly gets mad all the time, but I'm like, you can't do this job from your house or from
It's not
just sit
remote.
in the office. It's not a remote job.
Yeah.
And that's where, like, we can all say, and that's one thing that I love about the restaurant industry or hospitality industry in general, is that we can all say we've walked in somewhere and had a terrible experience.
Yeah.
And you can think in your head, you're like, I'm not going to go back to that place because
Yeah.
of that, you know? And
Yeah.
so I do get to control that situation. Like,
Yeah.
it's not like, and the first thing that people think when they have that situation is like, where's the boss at? You know,
Yes.
like, where's that manager? And they're over there, you know, on their phone or talking, you know, they're
But
walking in and out of
obviously,
the office.
you're doing a good job because
For
then
sure.
people come back
Right.
and you have good workers.
That's true.
And I feel like when I see like your posts on Facebook, you guys do a lot like in the community.
We do.
Yeah.
Yeah. COVID really helped out. We did a lot of United Way really helped us out and did a lot of box lunches. But yeah, we do like 4 golf outings a year. We're big in ISU. Just a couple donations here.
But is that because of you? Like you just like try to
That's-
figure out like the different areas to go in, or do people reach out to you?
They both. It's a give and take. We get a lot of requests from people, but that is the one side of the managing partner thing that I talked about. That it's like I get to make those decisions on what I feel like is the best for our business and the best for the community. And I'm, not gonna put it out there, but I'm usually not one to say no. Unfortunately, So like, you guys know. If you reach out and you need something, we're gonna be there. But the return community has been great to us also. So I know, we did something for Bloomington High School, and we donated, and then that person called back like 2 weeks later and placed a 3-time order from what we gave to them. You know, so it's like making those connections. We all need something, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna be the first to turn you down, and if I do, it's because I've already planned something out in that month that you need it.
Yeah.
Which I hear a lot as like a last second need, which is
Yeah.
fine. I get that, but if I don't have it, it's not like I'm like, nope, see you later. It's like, hey, how about, do you have anything coming up? Because I'd love to help you out coming up. I just don't have it right now.
Right. Oh,
Man, Wesley, look at you. Just
You
like
want
being a boss.
businessman. I know. Like what the fuck?
No, it's cool. It's cool. It's definitely changed my life.
Well, obviously you love it. It's been 10 years. I'd almost venture to say it's gonna be close.
9, going on. This year was 9. Yeah, 9 years.
Crazy.
As long as we've been alive.
Yeah.
crazy.
It is. I can't.
You guys
like,
and your kids, gross.
But it's a lot of stress, and I know I go back to your podcast about when you decided to make that decision to stay at home and be a stay-at-home parent. That also weighs heavy on me because it's is that the reward is nice, but the stress level is also kind of hard. I don't get to see a whole lot of the family, and now that Sawyer's getting older and can see those things, whereas he'd always be like, Dad, can I go to work with you? Can I make a sandwich? He used to think it's cool. Now I was like, Dad, do we have to go to work? Seriously? Do we have to go to work right now? And I'm like, so it definitely, he's getting to that age now. Do I make that decision to do something else? And then if I did, what would I ever do? I don't know. But
Right. Money versus time.
It's getting better
Basically.
now. I have a great staff and management staff. They allow me to live today when I had that situation with my fridge. I was like, hey, I gotta go home. I got the situation. I'm like, yeah, go. Before it was like, what are we gonna do without you? And it was like, So I'm at that point now where I can start to live a little bit of a life outside of Jason's.
Is there any way for you to have one specific person where they can step in a little bit more and not do your role, but
a manager?
Yeah, I've got 3 of them on staff. Only one of them is tenured. The other 3
you can
are
be tenured?
varied.
As a
Well,
manager?
I mean, yeah, she's been there. She's been a
I've
manager
only
for
like
three
heard
or
of tenure
4
being
years.
in like school.
Yeah,
It's
I guess
union-y,
I
kinda.
guess that's
Is
my,
it
That's my
union?
word. That's just my word I use for her being the
Oh.
longest. You know, and she's the most tenured employee, which is like just my way of saying she's the longest manager that I have.
Like, it would take a lot
other-
for you to fire her.
Well, she's great, but the other 3 are amazing as well. I just got them last year, but one of which is mine. Like, if you had to put a first assistant on her name's Tracy. She's amazing. She's definitely helped me out a lot. If I'm not there, I know that the store is being taken care of, which takes a lot of stress off my shoulders. So that's good.
Right, and that's what I meant by, like, if management is not doing good,
Yeah.
then, like, whatever.
Exactly.
Like, the
Right.
employees aren't going to do great then, and then the customers aren't getting exactly what they want. And so then, guess what? They don't freaking come back.
Right.
Thank you, public, for, like, letting people know how they're doing, honestly, because it's super easy to tell if they don't come back.
I think we're still ranked. Like, at one point, we were, like, ranked number 3 in the nation for
Yeah.
restaurant per capita. I think
Wow.
we're still, like, number 8 or 9. But
My
That's
sister...
crazy.
My
There's
sister's
so many
like-
restaurants in town.
I know, and my sister's notorious for sending like our family group articles about shit in this area, even though she lives in Texas. And like not that long ago, she sent a thing that was like Jason's Deli, like #1 in the state of Illinois, and I'm like, I know him.
I know him.
That's how I felt coming on this podcast, though, to be real. It's just nice for us to be adults now and, you know, have something to...
I know. Like
Ew.
when we first like thought about starting this, it was more of like, well, let's just do it and kind of like just see what
Right.
happens. And now that I'm a stay-at-home mom and whatever, I don't know, we'll just kind of like go with it. But I think that's like the point of life. Is to like, if you're not happy in your current situation, or if you want to even try something new, or it doesn't have to be because you're not happy in your current situation, you just want to try a new hobby, like just do it. It was so nerve-wracking at first, like, oh my god, we're gonna push this out there, people are gonna hear us talk,
Right.
like this is crazy. But then once you do it, it's so fun and it's kind of exhilarating, and
It's like a therapy. You feel
Yeah.
better.
People
People,
that
like, people relate to that. You know?
Yeah.
Whether you think they do or not, people relate to
That's the thing is random people that I've never seen before in my life. They like come into the bar or see Make Cases or whatever, and they're like, "Oh my god, you have that podcast," and I'm like, oh, "Who, me?"
Right, right.
I hope that you don't listen to anything that I say.
I
'cause
know,
am
same.
a
I feel
fucking
the same
nut
way.
job.
But I go back to like when you think of life, and I don't mean to get like philosophical or whatever, I don't even know. Like when you think of life though, like you think of like what is the purpose? Why am I here?
Yeah.
What is my end goal? Like
Exactly.
what is happening here? If I'm not, and it ties into like the old like theory that you pick a job, you stick with it your entire life
Yeah. Yeah.
until retirement.
It's
Right.
called a
Right?
career.
Well, that is true.
Right.
Yeah.
Remember career
Right,
cruising?
Right.
But we're people, we are supposed to grow, evolve, and change.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so for me, thankfully Flint is very supportive of this. Is that like I
Shout
am
out,
not
Glenn.
yes.
So that's not easy to
No, it's not. Like, Lacey again, you want to quit your job again? But like I just feel like if you're not happy in the situation for a good extent of time and you don't know why, because like you don't want to think because you're overworked or like something specific's going on at work, like if you're just not happy, you don't know why, like it's time to move on, evolve, and change, and like do something different.
Yeah.
And for me, money's nice. Like money is great for like a like as long as your bills are paid and you're able to do like the day-to-day like stuff, like you should be able to have the flexibility to like make that shift. Because life is so short. We could literally die in the next 5 minutes.
That's very true.
No one knows. And like, why kill yourself at a job when you're just so replaceable? I say this all the time on the podcast, and I know I do. I just feel so deeply like if someone's listening and they're like, I don't know, I'm so unhappy in this space.
Just quit.
Just quit. I don't fucking know. Like,
Right.
just be happy, live your life, do something new. You might not be making the same amount of money, but quit all your Netflix and your Peacock and your
Why
Wait,
did you get
why
expensive?
is that the name of that streaming system? Like
Peacock.
It's weird.
You don't like-
I don't know.
You don't like the pee or the cock part of it, or
And I think it's even worse now because everything's so expensive now. You know?
Yeah.
And,
oh my
and
god,
that's
go
what-
grocery shopping gives me
Exactly.
anxiety.
I
I'm
know,
like, what is
seriously.
that thing?
And so
Good
it's
thing
like
you
we're
guys
not
have
stable enough right now for me to leave that job.
Yeah.
And,
yeah, because you
but-
guys have mouths to feed.
I know, it's
I know.
crazy. But that's why I'm right, and that's why I always go back to like I'm thankful for Flint.
Right.
Because
Yeah.
obviously
Yeah.
It's tough. It's tough.
it is. It's tough to like navigate life in general.
America.
You just gotta have a goal and try to go for it. That's all that matters.
Yes.
You know,
Yeah.
at least have
Yes.
something that you're working towards.
I don't know what I want to do when I'm
Don't
50.
quit your job and just go sit on the couch because that's
Right.
not, that's what makes you happy. Great, but it's probably
No.
not gonna work out for you.
Yeah.
At least try and have some.
Right, but that's why we like started this podcast. We're like,
Exactly.
let's just do it and see like what happens
Right.
and where it goes. And
Yeah.
I don't know. And people like
Right.
it. All last week, I was getting blown up about like why our episode hasn't dropped yet.
Me
and
too.
I was like, I'm sorry, people.
My phone was holding it hostage.
It was.
Literally, it was.
That's
Like,
alright, yeah, that's fine.
dude,
That's
it
fine.
was.
Sorry.
I wanted to, if I had a hot spoon, anybody ever seen Slumdog Millionaire where they remove that girl's eye with a spoon?
No, ew. That sounds awful.
don't get
If
that
I
far.
could, if that would have helped uploading the podcast, I would have done it, but
You would have removed your eyeball.
yeah, to get the
That's
podcast
dedication.
uploaded. That's
That's
how
that-
much I love you guys.
Now you guys know.
Too funny.
Yeah.
Okay, so
It's
what
the
do you
truth.
have? What do you have coming up?
When?
Anything? That,
What are your dates?
Just the
wedding.
Plug your dates and your socials. Jason's Deli 2.
Yeah, I really don't have much.
At Blono.
Just getting married, coming up. We got a bachelor party coming up.
wait, so when is the bachelor party?
No,
Bachelor party and bachelor are both gonna be the same time. Kelly's going down to Kelly's going to Cali, and then me and the guys are gonna go down
California?
to yeah, I know.
Where are you going? Where are we invited to?
We are going to the Ozarks.
I know a guy, by the
Why
We
way.
is
except
it
for
fun?
Bryce's, but
Why?
like
Yeah,
I know a
why,
guy, by the
why
way.
are the Ozarks fun? Like that makes me. I went to the Ozarks one time. I was on a boat and we almost got capsized. So
okay, well that's
no
not
thanks.
fun.
No.
But
Don't
we,
tell him
That
that,
sounds
if you do it,
awful.
shout out Bryce. Bryce did it right the first time.
Bryce.
You hire a boat captain to take you around, and
Yeah.
you don't have to worry about it. But like for me, we had a couple options. We were talking about Miami. We were talking about possible like going to like Nashville, which normal
Mhm.
bachelor party spots. But to me, honestly, I like the idea of Bryce's where you get the guys on a boat, and it's not like you're on that boat for most of the day. Like you go
Yeah.
into a bar and you get back on the boat.
Yeah.
But like Nashville, you go down there.
It's
I
like
could
kinda
lose someone in an
scattered.
hour, right?
Well,
They're
that's
going to
what
the next bar.
We
Yeah.
did for Lacey's bachelorette was a pedal boat.
Yeah.
We
Yeah,
pedal. We
yeah.
fucking.
We both
Right.
nothing didn't go anywhere because of our family. I don't know, but we did see a naked guy.
Okay,
No, he had boxes on that
No,
day.
he did not. No,
Yes, he did.
No, he did not. No, he did
On
not.
the way in, he had
Ask
boxers.
everyone else.
On the way in, he had boxers on. Maybe on the way out, he didn't. But on the way in, he definitely did. Because
No.
I remember the guys were like, "Oh man, he's got boxers on today." And I was
he
like,
naked.
"What?"
And it's like,
Super
no,
rude.
that this guy is just naked on his boat.
We did not see his
Okay.
penis. I would have took a
Yes,
picture of
I
it.
saw his ass. 1000%. Ask everyone else on the boat.
All right, we're gonna have to reconfirm this. Anyways, so we're going to
The Ozarks.
the Ozarks.
I just thought it was a cool. I mean, it was a. I went when I was a kid with Cole and his parents a couple times. Once, twice.
Cool Badgerton.
Yeah, Cole went on, but close. They're kind of the same.
But didn't enter the picture until like later.
So yeah, so what I'm calling is, and ever since I was a kid,
Shout
I
out
was
Jeff
like,
and
this is kinda
Lisa.
Cool.
Yeah.
I like water. I like the sun. So it worked out.
Yeah.
So we'll go down there, do a little bit of golfing, a little bit of hanging out with boys, and come back and then have a wedding.
Lacey and I are gonna infiltrate this dude that I know that has a place, and we're gonna
You.
fucking meet you out there.
Yeah.
You are
hilarious.
fucked, bud. When
Please
is
do,
it?
please
When
do.
is it?
The weekend of my birthday, August 5th. So
Don't worry,
anybody wants
Kelly
to go
will
with us?
video everything.
It'll be a good time. It'll be a good time, and she's gonna have a great time with her friends down in
And Cali?
in Cali
That's
too.
gonna
So
be
it's
so
fun.
fun.
Yeah, honestly, when is she going the same weekend?
Yes.
Oh,
yes,
fuck.
I know.
Which
But
one should we do?
I'm more excited for that honeymoon.
Wait, where are you guys going?
Greece.
Oh,
No.
Wesley, you're shut your
Seriously,
mouth.
anybody that's ever been to Greece, please drop some names of where to go. But yeah, we're super excited.
You know, French fries weren't made in France. No, they were fried in Greece.
Is that Oh snap! I was gonna drop a dad joke on this podcast too, and you just beat me to it. That was good. Cheers. But yeah, I think we're gonna go to that. The
That's
plan
gonna
is
be
Greece.
so
That's what
fun.
Hell
Yep,
yeah.
so.
I love it. You little married almost boy.
I know, and the next thing you know, you're gonna be popping out kids again, and your life is gonna be miserable.
Won't be that.
I'm just
It's
kidding.
fun.
I'm just kidding. Great. Kids are great.
Yeah,
Kids are great.
kids
Kids
are
are great.
You're gonna be almost an old dad.
I feel like an old dad, but I also feel like Sawyer's 9 now, and like he's gonna go like whatever he wants to do. I always tell people I'm not gonna force my son or anything, right? You don't want to do sports,
Yeah.
that's fine, man. Want
Yeah.
to go play the trumpet like we played in high school? We were in the
You
band.
played
were
in
in
high
the
school.
band.
Yeah, you were.
We
At
didn't
least
play
you
the
get-
trumpet,
at least you
you
get to go to
fucking
Disney World.
weird.
Yeah.
Didn't go. I didn't go to Disney.
Oh
I
yeah.
Oh,
think I went to my aunt's house instead because
Yeah,
we were
sure.
poor or something.
Did you or did you not
But-
make out with someone on the bus on the drive down?
That
That was
is a
something I
forever
always
mystery.
wondered.
That is a forever mystery.
Wesley, you're telling us the minute we turn this off.
It was. I was what were we, freshmen?
Freshman.
Right? It was a senior. It's almost.
That's all I'm gonna say.
Did she or did she not show her thong in band class?
I don't know about that.
Oh, you lie your
I
fucking
don't
face
know
off.
about that.
Of course
I
she
don't
showed
know
her
that.
thong if she was like
Was there a girl that showed her thumb?
Yeah, was there? I
multiple, you freaking weirdos. When we were freshmen, there was a couple girls that were like, ooh, watch out for her thong. You know, she's wearing mine.
I don't think she.
see.
She might have. She
Yeah.
might have.
Dude, alright, we're done. Goodbye.
Yeah,
so that
yeah,
I can
we're
fucking
done.
know what's
wait,
going
okay,
on.
okay, wait. So, like, what is Sawyer into?
He actually, we've been huge into trading cards lately. The dude is loving cards right now. Like,
Nice.
just the
Pokemans?
football cards and Pokemon. He does have some really good Pokemon cards too, but football cards, and then we're starting up the old the PlayStation now. Hasn't played. He's finally getting the sticks down, which is great. We're playing some Madden together and some
Yes!
PlayStation games. So we're bonding over that kind of guy stuff. And then just dropped in a basketball hoop for him because his birthday's next weekend, so he'll come home to a basketball hoop.
Yeah.
So he is getting into sports and stuff, but yeah, I mean, just being a kid, he likes doing that too. So
He's a
that's
kid. I mean,
I
that's
don't
like.
force him, I don't force him in anything, you know. I mean, yes, we do connect more on sports than anything, just because that's that's what we connect on. But,
Right.
What
but
does he
if
watch on
we-
YouTube? Roblox?
I've been trying to keep him off YouTube. We've been trying to.
I just
want to know,
like,
you
but
know,
he's the
because you
perfect-
can get down in a rabbit hole pretty quick on that stuff, and so I mean.
But he's like the perfect age for like, I know he's watching some shit on YouTube.
Also, really weirdly, is sports. He's been watching these or before that it was presidents. Like he loves social studies kind of stuff.
Ah,
like,
I
trying
love
to do
that.
some
Didn't
family
you?
Stuff I did too.
Yeah.
Yeah!
Lots of family, I guess. So kind of weird, but
Cool.
Yeah, it's been nice. And he just did a spelling bee yesterday. Yeah, he won his class spelling bee, so then he gets to go to the best of third grade spelling bees. That's
I was
cool.
just telling Haley that I used to want to like win our class spelling
I know,
bees,
right?
and I never did. I was always one of the first ones out, and I would
stunk
always
at
like
spelling
feel
bees,
so
too.
bad about myself.
Do you know how to spell potpourri?
I don't think I do.
Just try it.
There's
You
no
can do
way.
better than Lacey.
Poparie.
Way better than Lacey
Yeah.
said P-O-P.
Poopery.
It's P-O-T-P-O-U-R.
What?
P-
There's a T
I-
in there?
Yes,
P-O-T-P-O-U-R-R-I.
that's
Yeah.
Potpourri.
Potpourri. Yeah. And
Exactly.
good job, Wesley. You would have won over Lacey on that one for sure.
She
Do you
was
wanna-
one of the first ones out, I guess.
I was. He said that.
Should we try and remember our teachers?
Ooh. What? Okay.
Mrs.
fine,
Tompkins,
yeah,
Mrs.
Miss
Ogan.
Tompkins was.
No, my kindergartner teacher.
Mrs. Tompkins.
No,
Who was yours?
not
I
mine.
don't think Miss Tompkins was like
Mrs.
second
Tillman.
or third, right?
Mrs.
Was
Tillman.
Miss Tompkins our kindergarten teacher?
Yeah.
Mine was
it
Miss Tillman.
Tompkins. Okay, remember Miss
That's where I
Tillman.
met Vinny.
Not mine. Nice.
Whatever
She said your
that
name now
means.
Twice. Watch out.
Yeah.
Emily.
No, because
Emily, watch
Yeah,
out!
seriously.
Even though you guys
She's
are
named
married
Vinny
and have a
twice
kid.
now.
no, because he was my first like crush.
And you got glasses
And I
because
got
he
glasses
had
because of
glasses. Yeah.
I feel ashamed that was his first crush. We were supposed to get married.
No,
we
that
weren't
was
married by 30 years
yeah,
old.
we talked about
Dun,
that
dun,
in high
dun.
school. That
Wait,
hey,
Wesley, are you 30 and unmarried right now?
I
What are you
am
gonna do
30. I'm
since
30
you're?
engaged, at least.
I know. Hey,
I know.
we were kind of close.
No, and then Mrs. Ogan was second grade, wasn't she?
Yeah.
She wasn't mine.
What was yours?
Miss Brill?
Was Brill second?
Maybe.
Because I did have Miss Brill.
Third was Armstrong.
Miss Armstrong and Miss Neal.
I had Miss Neal.
Miss Neal was 5th grade.
Oh yeah,
No,
With
really?
Miss,
fifth
and
grade.
then Miss Wissmiller, but she got married. It was
Oh,
Kaufman.
Yeah, what
Remember
was
that?
4th grade?
Yeah.
Fourth
That was
grade.
Mrs. Braille, I think.
Maybe Mrs.
I don't
Brown.
know, guys. We're not
Dude,
gonna
is that we
know.
planted a tree for it, didn't
No, Miss Brill. We
Miss
planted
Brill.
the
we? The tree. 'Cause she...
not for Miss Brill.
Good thing we really know what the fuck is going on around
No,
here.
we have no idea.
Jesus Christ.
We should have pulled out a yearbook.
All right, good job, class. Remember, Mrs. Minor had the Kleenexes up her sleeve. Fifth grade English.
Oh my gosh, she was.
You're related
terrible.
to her.
And everybody was so mean to her too. It was her fault.
No,
I mean,
you're not.
she was her fault. But all the kids were.
Because
so mean.
minors are like
I
our
remember
junior
one time.
high.
I think it was like
English
Yes,
teacher.
I'm related to her.
Yeah, no, she was.
She alive?
She was terrible. But
Yeah.
I remember one time,
haven't
like
seen her in a
BJ
long,
was
long
doing
time.
something, and she had that vent in the back. I don't know if they put a frog back there. They opened up the window or something. They did something, and it was. Oh my god, she was so mad. I've never seen this girl so mad before.
Oh my god. Did we say Jersey Thursdays?
We forgot
did.
to
We
talk
forgot
about
to talk about Jersey
Jersey
Thursday.
Thursday.
Bro, in high school, we
No
would
shame.
watch Jersey Shore
I still
every
watch Jersey
Thursday.
Shore.
Me too,
Yes.
family vacation.
Yeah.
I haven't watched it lately. However,
It was
I need
good.
to. Sammy Sweetheart's coming back.
I
Yep,
saw she's
yep.
coming back. Yep. Ron,
It was good times.
stop.
Good times.
Yes, and now like looking back, Ron was such a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Ron and we thought it was just like funny,
Right,
like whatever, and he was so awful to her. And we used to be like, that is so and so in our friend group,
Mm,
and
Yeah.
then it turned out it was accurate.
that is very true.
Did nobody see me spill all over myself
did.
just
I
now?
didn't
Thank
see
you.
anything, no.
Thank
You
you.
can cut that part out.
Okay.
Every part we can cut out because Wesley asked us to cut out.
Wesley.
You can cut-
Wes,
you can cut
I
it
mean,
right now.
you're Wes.
Just don't put anything incriminating in here.
Did you say anything
No.
I
incriminating?
don't think so.
I don't think so either.
No, I don't think so. Oh, that's terrible.
You popped
I
your
put my neck, like not that. Kelly can do that all the time too. And I'm like, stop it. That's gross.
Your neck is gross. Popping it. Ugh. That makes me feel like you're gonna break your neck.
He's not as bad as
Mhm.
Patrick. Patrick put his arms behind his head and lifted it up. And my
Oh,
dad,
I've
who
seen
can't
that.
hear anything,
No.
goes, my dad was like looking around. He goes, was that you? Patrick goes, yeah, it was my neck. And dad goes, God damn, even I can hear that. Like, that's how you know it was bad. Because my dad can fucking hear it.
Okay.
Yeah, anyways.
All right.
Alright.
How long have we
Do we
been?
have anything else
Well,
that we
America.
want to
America.
say about
America.
America?
Will you ever come back? Or was this too chaotic for you?
We
No,
talked
we'll
to
come
us
back
again.
anytime. Bryce probably needs his own segment, but we can get us on here sometime together. I don't know,
Yes.
but I will definitely be back.
I'll have to like
This was fun.
jot down some memories.
This was fun.
Or no memories.
This was fun. So thank you for having me. I really appreciate it, ladies.
Thanks
It was
for
nice to
coming
catch
on.
up. Thank you
Oh,
for
You
watching.
didn't cheers me.
Okay.
Thank you. That's so
Midwest
loud,
happy
like
hour.
glass.
Midwest Happy Hour means Jason Kelly. Here we go.
Yes.